Welcome back. A Microsoft executive has claimed that AI could replace all white-collar jobs in just 18 months.
I join us now to explore whether this is accurate as Professor of Computing at DCU, Alan Smeaton. Good morning to you, Alan. Thanks so much for coming in to talk to us. Right, so our Microsoft AI CEO has said that almost all white-collar jobs could disappear within the next 18 months. That's a pretty outlandish statement. What do you make of it?
Well, I think if I was him, I'd probably be doing a faceplant at the moment saying they picked that up because that's outrageous. I mean, the previous outrageous AI statement was from a guy named Dario Amodei, who founded a company called Anthropic, who used the Claude, who produced the Claude one. And he said 50% of white-collar jobs will go within 5 years. So it's as if they're trying to outdo each other with the wildness of the claims.
OK.
Can I ask you something? Because I get... It's something that frustrates me. And this is AI companies talking up AI to everybody else in the whole world. And it feels like governments are going, oh, well, we better just buy into what these people are telling us when they're investing in each other and asking governments for a pile of money. Like, what is going on?
It's almost like a circle of investment because you get these companies like OpenAI and Amazon and Nvidia and Microsoft, and they're all putting money into each other.
Yes, right? They're propping up stock markets.
And they're coming out with statements like, we need these, you know, it's going to impact and transform the world, and it's going to impact on jobs. And by the way, I need about 10 million, or 10, sorry, not even 10 million, 10 billion for investment for my company. And they try to, it's almost like they're trying to outdo each other with the size of the investment that is needed. And the hype fuels that investment. OK, listen,
white-collar jobs, the likes of accountants, financial analysts, lawyers, solicitors, software developers, marketing executives, like, AI is definitely being used in a lot of these roles. So, and AI, of course, they're talking billions of dollars, but it is revolutionising to a certain extent the work atmosphere, is it not?
I would say not even to a certain extent, but to a great extent.
Yes.
It's a transformational phenomenon.
So the headline maybe is a bit ridiculous, but actually to think that nothing is happening is also ridiculous.
Correct. The truth is somewhere in between those. The hype and the fact that there's nothing happening. There is a lot happening.
So what impact do you think this actually can have on jobs such as those?
I think that over time, but not over 18 months and not over 5 years.
5 years?
No, not even that. I think that there's a gradual transformation to most, if not all, white-collar jobs. And that is a good thing because nobody wants to be doing the same job that they did 5 years ago. The nature of your job changes. It evolves because there's new technology, there's new applications, there's new use cases. And we want to live in a society where we're evolving and getting better. The hype that's associated with this is the pace of change, this ridiculous compression into 18 months or into 5 years. And that is, as we said previously, it's fueling the investment. But to go back to your point, Tommy, there's no doubt that it is changing all of those aforementioned jobs.
And if you think about AI, like, it's only really been used by people in the last year and a half, probably 2 years.
So
it has accelerated very fast.
Yeah, just over 3 years ago was when ChatGPT was first launched and went public. And just under 3 years ago, countries like Italy were banning ChatGPT. You remember that 3 years ago, in April of 3 years ago, they said we're banning it nationally.
But it's very interesting. I heard people going, oh, I asked ChatGPT, like, what channel something was on. I was like, you can Google that. Why are you using up water on chat? Anyway, listen, that's my issue. Let's talk about the Department of Finance report. This was released last week, and it was about the impact of AI on Irish jobs. And in it, people got quite alarmed when they saw it because they were talking about young people and jobs and the fact that the jobs they think that are going to be there when they're picking their leaving cert, it's not going to be there anymore. Can you tell us about this?
The situation in Ireland with the use of AI is particularly interesting because we have greater adoption and use of AI in this country than elsewhere. One of the evidences for this was that they looked at LinkedIn and Indeed.com, which are job posting websites, and they found that Ireland has twice the number of AI mentions in jobs than in the UK, and 3 times the number of AI mentioned in job descriptions than in the US. So all these countries look at Ireland and they say, well, that's a microcosm because there's so much AI. Let's see what's happening there. In Ireland, there is no doubt that there is a squeeze on jobs for young people, graduate level employees, and the hype became if the Department of Finance in Ireland is pointing at there being a squeeze in that, and they have 3 times the amount of AI than we have in the US, then that's what's going to happen in the US. So as a result of that Department of Finance report grew legs and grew viral and became was picked up by US media as a threat.
With the amount of tech and US companies that are based in Ireland, and they will be trying to adopt AI, you would have to imagine, which could result in job losses.
Yeah, but
and are the government set for that?
Not job losses, but job transformation.
Okay.
Right? So the nature of those jobs will change. One of the other things that the Department of Finance report found was that there is a slow uptake on entry-level jobs, but they couldn't distinguish whether that was due to AI or whether it was due to a kickback from the pandemic. After the pandemic, businesses expanded and many of them overhired. And now the Department of Finance believe that there's a cycle where they're now underhiring and they're freezing. But that underhiring, whether it's due to the cycle or whether it's due to AI, they couldn't pull those apart.
And it's interesting. You could have AI in being like, you have to have this on your CV, and it could mean nothing, right? You could just be lashing this into a job perspective because it's the hype word at the moment. But anyway, Craig Hughes from the Irish Daily Mail. He reported about a confidential memo circulated to ministers which highlighted the need to prepare sufficient resources to deal with the fallout from jobs being automated due to AI. So we're talking about, all of a sudden, a pile of people no longer in employment.
Yeah. That's that hype again. Except
do you think so?
It's not the all white collar jobs will gone in 5 years or gone in 8. It's the wording of that is the hype associated with the threat of artificial intelligence. That memo was brought to Cabinet on, I think it was Wednesday of last week, by the Taoiseach. But on that same day or later that day, the government announced a digital and AI strategy where they're going to be making massive investments in improving AI literacy. There'll be an AI literacy platform. There'll be a AI literacy for SMEs, and there'll be what they call a national conversation on AI literacy. So instead of it being buried, right, which is what happens with AI literacy now, it's now going to be brought front and centre. You're going to have TV programmes and bus shelter advertisements and apps and websites all promoting people to have a greater understanding of how ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude actually work.
So listen, you're Professor of Computing at DCU. If my kids were doing their leaving cert now, going to university, are there any jobs that you kind of think are maybe courses that they would be going to explore? They'd be saying, do you know what? That's probably not a good path going into the next 10 years.
No, I would say to anybody thinking of a career path, unless, as you mentioned previously, it's a rugby player, if you could get into that.
Well, listen, we could all do that. Exactly. Anyone could do that.
Anyone could do that, as you said earlier. Unless it's that, right? Follow your heart and do the things that are interesting and be curious about your job choices or about your career choices, not following the hype that's currently
But say
being
a solicitor, for instance, like a junior level solicitor whose job is to go through reams and reams of
paralegals,
of analysis or of previous legal documents. Like that can be done like that now.
Yeah, it can be done very quickly. But if you understand that AI, if you have that AI literacy, if you just use the freebie version of ChatGPT or whatever, then you're not at the races. You're actually disadvantaged.
So you're telling people that don't use the free one. If you need to become more AI literate.
AI literate, yes. And that's what the government's AI strategy announced last week, which didn't get an awful lot of coverage.
Right.
That other stuff got the coverage, right, because it's headline.
Well, there was a front page last week talking about court cases that had been thrown out because they had been done by AI and they were incorrect.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful.
Yeah, and you have to understand or have a level, not of understanding as in how it actually works in detail, but an understanding of its limitations. And that's what AI literacy is. So it's understanding what it does well, what it does not well. It's understanding disinformation, it's understanding hallucinations, it's understanding energy costs, as you mentioned, all of those things.
Yeah, having water is nice. So you're just saying don't freak out.
I'm saying don't freak out. If you wanted to be, and you thought you wanted to be an architect or a solicitor, and then you're reading all this stuff, don't let this stuff sway you. Still, go follow that career path.
But become literate in it.
Become AI literate.
Don't put your head in the sand on it.
Yeah, don't think just because you use the free GPT version on a phone that you know all about it because your mate told you how to use it and gave you some prompts. Get an understanding of it. And that is now a legal requirement because as of February of last year, the EU AI Act, which was enacted in Ireland, in February of last year, it became law that if your company or your enterprise uses AI, and you do, then your company has to provide AI literacy for you.
Yeah.
And that isn't just Tommy and Wirren, it's everybody in the room, it's everybody outside, it's everybody in the company has to have AI literacy facilities provided, available to them.
0896 111 111 to get in contact. He says, do not freak out. And I trust this man, Professor of Computing at DCU, Alan Smeaton. Thank you so much for joining us.
Are you going to get ChatGPT paid version though?
I don't use it. I don't use any of it.
That's what he said.
I am obsolete already. I've been 20 years out of date for a very long time. Anyway, Alan, thank you so much.